begin our Stoic How to Boost Your Self-Esteem and Confidence journey, let's start with a simple question: what really makes for confidence and self-esteem? In modern society, we are often told that we need to achieve success, stand out, or possess certain things in order to feel confident. But according to Stoic philosophy, confidence comes not from external factors, but from how we understand and control ourselves. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become someone, but rather to understand your inner worth. The Stoics emphasize that we should focus on the things within our control: our attitudes, reactions, and thoughts. It is by not relying on external judgment and mastering your emotions that you will find your true source of confidence and self-esteem. By looking within, you will not only find yourself stronger, but also less affected by external factors. That is the path to becoming confident and loving yourself in a sustainable way. Number 1. The path within: rediscovering authenticity through Stoic self-understanding. Understanding who we truly are is a journey often obscured by fleeting ambitions, societal expectations, and habits we unconsciously adopt over time. For Stoics, uncovering this truth isn't merely a quest, it's a commitment to living with integrity. Epictetus's teachings guide us to question the sources of our thoughts, the roots of our motivations, and the nature of our actions, then to align them with the core of our values. This approach, though timeless, demands daily engagement. It isn't esoteric or inaccessible, but aims to ground life in clarity and a guiding sense of purpose. Each day presents countless opportunities for reflection, yet how often do we pause to examine why we think, feel, or act as we do? It's easy to be swept along by reactions, influences, and old habits without asking, are these responses true to who I am? Do they reflect my core beliefs, or are they merely the influence of external forces? The Stoic life, however, calls for intentional pauses, a conscious effort to understand whether our actions genuinely reflect our values. The first practice on this path of self-understanding is daily journaling. Far from simply recording events, journaling offers a safe space to explore our inner worlds. We write not just what happened, but dig into why it happened. Why did a situation spark anger or joy? Was it a reaction to an underlying fear, a hidden value, or an unmet expectation? By noting our responses, we can begin to see a pattern, illuminating where our beliefs and behaviors intersect, at times where they conflict. In this process, journaling becomes a mirror. It reflects back to us the alignment or misalignment between our actions and core beliefs. Over time, it reveals an honest portrait of our inner world, a portrait that no one else can create for us. Through this practice, we start to distinguish between what feels true and what has been absorbed from external pressures, allowing us to discard what doesn't belong to us. Another essential exercise in Stoic self-understanding is a core values assessment. Here, the aim is to identify and define the foundational principles that drive our actions, qualities like integrity, resilience, empathy, or courage. By consciously choosing these values, we give ourselves a compass. As we consider how each value shapes our decisions, we bring a greater sense of purpose to our daily lives. These values become a steady guide through the unpredictable nature of life, helping us to make choices that resonate with who we aspire to be. Number 2. Embracing power, mastering control in a chaotic world. True influence lies not in bending the world to our will, but in mastering how we react to it. Stoic philosophy, as Epictetus put forth, rests on understanding what we control and what we do not. A principle known as the dichotomy of control. In a world filled with forces beyond our influence, genuine power resides in our responses. The Stoics urge us to divide life into two zones: The first consists of what we can control: our thoughts, decisions, and reactions. These include the effort we invest, the attitudes we adopt, and the values we hold. The second zone comprises all that lies outside our grasp: others' opinions, unexpected events, and external disruptions. By choosing to prioritize only what falls within our realm of influence, we begin to let go of the need to control what we cannot. Imagine approaching each situation as an exercise in control. When faced with a delay, instead of reacting with impatience, pause and acknowledge that the circumstances are out of your hands. Reframe this inconvenience as an opportunity to cultivate patience or use the unexpected free time for reflection. Similarly, when confronted by criticism, you can decide to either absorb it or brush it off. The criticism itself is external, but the meaning you assign to it lies within your power. This philosophy becomes most effective through regular practice. Start by setting a simple goal each day. Choose one challenging scenario to approach with control-focused thinking. If a rude comment catches you off guard, recognize that the other person's attitude is beyond your influence. What remains within your command is how you respond. Rather than allowing frustration to take over, exercise your power to stay composed. In doing so, you reclaim a fundamental freedom, the ability to shape your own experience. This inner mastery, championed by the Stoics, is not about disconnecting from the world but engaging with it on your terms. The practice of discerning what you control strengthens not only your resilience but also your self-awareness. By holding steady to this approach, you foster a mindset immune to the whims of external forces. The Stoic journey is thus not a retreat but a path to true empowerment, anchoring oneself in values, forging a calm center in the midst of chaos, and transforming obstacles into moments of growth. The world will always move to its rhythm. Your power lies in how you choose to respond. Number 3. Fortifying the mind, focusing on what truly matters. In the Stoic tradition, much is said about recognizing and dedicating ourselves to what genuinely matters. For Marcus Aurelius, life is best led by nurturing the inner citadel, a mental stronghold where distractions have no place, allowing us to direct attention solely toward purposeful pursuits and meaningful relationships. Embracing this philosophy in our modern lives requires an intentional shift in focus, where we allocate energy only to what serves our core values. The first step in this practice is driven by values. Identify the priorities that guide your life, perhaps family, health, or personal growth. Write these down, making them tangible, and honestly assess how your daily activities measure up. Do they genuinely serve these priorities? By reducing or eliminating actions that don't align, you'll find energy returning to the pursuits that matter most, enriching your life rather than depleting it. Setting boundaries with distractions is equally crucial. Start with your most frequent interruptions: phone notifications, social media, or other easily accessible diversions. Instead of battling these temptations moment to moment, establish limits. Perhaps turn off notifications during specific hours or designate particular times for online browsing. With these boundaries, the inner citadel strengthens, preserving focus for the goals that truly define who you are. Each week, take time to reflect. Look back on how well you upheld meaningful goals and values. Were there areas where actions drifted from intentions? This reflection isn't for judgment, but for realignment, refining your approach to keep moving closer to what matters. The Stoic approach isn't about perfection, but persistent attention to growth and the pursuit of a life well lived. Through intentional focus, our days become not merely time passing, but time spent on purpose. Number 4. Strength in struggle, embracing adversity to build inner resilience. Stoicism teaches us that life's challenges are not merely obstacles, but essential instruments of growth. The Stoic philosopher Seneca believed that adversity is what strengthens us, likening it to the way physical training strengthens the body. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, so too does our mind gain resilience through trials. This disciplined approach to adversity forms the cornerstone of mental toughness, a stoic virtue that allows us to meet life's difficulties with courage and grace. In a world often seeking comfort, Stoicism invites us to approach discomfort and adversity, not as burdens but as chances to cultivate inner strength and wisdom. The first step toward resilience is to recognize challenges as opportunities for growth. When you encounter setbacks, ask yourself, what insights or lessons does this experience offer? How does it contribute to my development? By reframing challenges in this way, we turn them from sources of frustration into essential parts of our journey, each one contributing to our ability to face future difficulties with greater strength and perspective. Rather than pushing discomfort aside, Stoicism encourages us to bring it to the forefront and view it as a stepping stone in our path to inner fortitude. Building resilience doesn't require grand gestures. It can start with small, deliberate actions that push us beyond our comfort zones. Each day, challenge yourself in modest but meaningful ways. Wake up a little earlier, take on the most difficult task first, or face an uncomfortable conversation rather than avoiding it. These minor acts of discipline accumulate over time, establishing a baseline of resilience that gradually fortifies the mind. By facing these small discomforts consistently, we lay the foundation for meeting life's more significant challenges with a calm, prepared, and steadfast mind. Through these practices, resilience becomes less an abstract concept and more a tangible, lived experience. True resilience also requires recognizing the importance of support. In the Stoic view, strength does not mean enduring everything alone. Seeking help from others, far from being a sign of weakness, represents an honest acknowledgement of our human limitations. It takes courage to ask for help, to be vulnerable, and to accept wisdom from those around us. This humility, recognizing that we grow stronger by learning from others, completes the Stoic vision of resilience. The support we seek and accept strengthens us not only in times of need, but also in understanding that true resilience encompasses interdependence as much as independence. In the Stoic path, adversity is not an intruder to be shunned, but a teacher to be welcomed. Every challenge, big or small, has the potential to transform us if we allow it. The Stoic mindset reframes adversity as part of the natural order of life, not a disruption. Through deliberate practice and a disciplined approach to hardship, we come to see resilience as an active, ongoing pursuit of skill that can be honed over a lifetime. To embrace Stoic resilience is to embrace life in all its unpredictability, knowing that each trial adds to the foundation of our character. In this way, adversity becomes not only something we endure, but something we use to shape our strongest, most resilient selves. Number 5. Embracing humility, a Stoic guide to deep connection and self-mastery. Humility in Stoicism isn't a denial of our worth or abilities, rather, it's a profound recognition of our interconnectedness. Marcus Aurelius famously emphasized the need to view ourselves as part of a larger whole, a vast community where every individual plays a distinct role. To live humbly in this way is to acknowledge not only our own value but also the unique contributions of others. Through humility, we foster genuine relationships, promote mutual growth, and stay rooted in the Stoic path of self-mastery. Humility calls us to understand others deeply, a process that begins with active listening. In a world where people often talk past each other, striving to be heard but rarely to hear, active listening is a transformative practice. Listening means more than simply waiting for our turn to speak. It's the art of being fully present, open, and genuinely curious about the thoughts and experiences of others. When someone speaks, our task is not to prepare a response but to understand. As we absorb their words, we momentarily set aside our own opinions, creating a space where true communication can flourish. This approach not only strengthens our relationships but also cultivates patience and empathy, qualities essential for a life aligned with Stoic principles. Another core element of humility is expressing gratitude, especially for those who contribute to our journey. Often we become so focused on our achievements or challenges that we overlook the quiet support of friends, family, mentors, or even strangers who assist us along the way. Reflecting on their contributions can be an eye-opening experience, reminding us of the web of relationships that sustain us. In Stoicism, gratitude isn't simply a virtue, it's a discipline that grounds us. By consciously acknowledging the help we've received, we deepen our appreciation of others, and in doing so we become more aware of our own place in this shared human experience. Gratitude reinforces our humility, reminding us that no success is achieved in isolation. Owning our mistakes is another powerful way to practice humility. The Stoics viewed mistakes as teachers rather than sources of shame. To err is to be human, what matters is our response. When we acknowledge our mistakes without self-condemnation, we practice a form of inner strength that is both humble and empowering. Instead of hiding from our errors or harshly judging ourselves, we can see these moments as valuable lessons, each offering insight into our character and showing us where we can grow. This approach cultivates resilience. In fact, learning from mistakes is a cornerstone of Stoic self-improvement, rooted in the belief that personal growth is not only possible but essential. Humility, then, is not about diminishing oneself. It's about aligning with a sense of purpose that goes beyond personal ambition. The Stoics believed that by setting aside our ego, we open ourselves to something larger, be it community, knowledge, or virtue. In practicing humility, we gain a clearer perspective, one that allows us to see both ourselves and others more accurately. This perspective guides us toward decisions that benefit not just our own interests, but those of the wider community. The path of humility can be challenging, especially in a world that often rewards self-promotion. However, as we practice listening more deeply, expressing gratitude freely, and embracing our mistakes, we find ourselves growing in ways that are both subtle and profound. The humility of a Stoic isn't showy or self-effacing, it's quietly resilient. It allows us to contribute meaningfully, connect deeply, and live with a sense of purpose that is both fulfilling and enduring. By cultivating humility, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideals of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. We become more capable of handling life's ups and downs, more receptive to the beauty and diversity of others' experiences, and ultimately more at peace with ourselves. Through the practice of humility, we find not just a way to live, but a way to thrive, anchored in connection, self-awareness, and continuous growth. This is the true gift of humility, the ability to navigate life with grace, compassion, and strength, seeing ourselves as integral parts of a greater whole, each of us contributing, learning, and growing together. Number 6. Living in harmony with your values. To live as a Stoic is to act in harmony with your beliefs, striving not for perfection, but for integrity, a deep congruence between what you hold dear and how you live. Integrity in Stoicism means that our actions and values align, even when no one is observing. This congruence allows for a life that is authentic and consistent, shaped by inner values rather than external pressures. The pursuit of Stoic integrity begins with the fundamental question: what values are essential to you? This exercise is not about adopting lofty ideals, but rather defining core principles that resonate deeply and naturally with who you are. Take a few moments to reflect on this. Which 3 values feel indispensable in guiding your actions and decisions? Examples might include honesty, kindness, or perseverance. For each value, imagine what concrete actions would look like to embody these principles daily. Honesty might mean speaking truthfully not only to others but also to yourself. Kindness could involve offering understanding even in difficult conversations. Perseverance might look like pushing forward with dedication, even in small, everyday tasks. Once you have clarity on your values, the next step is to cultivate self-accountability. At the end of each day, spend a few moments reflecting on your actions, asking yourself if they genuinely aligned with the values you hold dear. This reflective exercise isn't about criticism, but about gentle improvement. Perhaps some decisions and actions felt aligned, while others may have missed the mark. By noticing these instances, you gain the insight to refine your approach, consciously moving closer to your values each day. Identify one thing to improve upon for tomorrow, a small, achievable shift that brings you one step closer to living in alignment. In addition to regular reflection, establishing non-negotiable standards helps reinforce your dedication to these values. Consider what behaviors are essential and unchangeable in your personal philosophy. This might mean unwavering honesty, regardless of the context, or maintaining commitments with steadfast reliability. These non-negotiables are the building blocks of your character, guiding your behavior in moments of choice or conflict. By solidifying these standards, you create a framework for actions that align naturally with your values, providing a sturdy foundation upon which you can build a life of integrity. Living by these values is a dynamic process, not a static state of being. Stoic integrity doesn't demand perfection, but a persistent effort to live according to what matters most. As you practice aligning your actions with your beliefs, this sense of integrity becomes more than an ideal. It becomes the basis for a meaningful life. Over time, the divide between who you aspire to be and how you actually live will narrow, bringing a sense of authenticity and inner peace. In the end, Stoic integrity is about consistency, small acts repeated day by day, each one inching you closer to a life fully aligned with your deepest values. This is not a journey to be completed, but a continual practice, a way of being that infuses each moment with purpose and clarity. And as you engage in this practice, the wisdom and strength to face life's challenges authentically become second nature, transforming the way you live, love, and grow. Number 7. The Stoic path to gratitude, embracing the present to find resilience. At the heart of Stoic resilience lies an often overlooked virtue: gratitude. For philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, gratitude wasn't a fleeting feeling but a disciplined practice. It served as a conscious choice to focus on what was present rather than what was lacking, nurturing an inner abundance. This mindset shift is powerful, transforming the way we perceive challenges, relationships, and life itself. By rooting ourselves in gratitude, we break free from dependency on external praise or approval, allowing us to draw strength and stability from within. Gratitude begins with a daily ritual. Each morning, consider starting a gratitude journal where you list 3 things that bring you a sense of appreciation. This doesn't require grand experiences. In fact, simplicity enhances the practice. You might acknowledge a sunny morning, the taste of your coffee, or the feeling of a fresh start. Recording these small sources of joy each day cultivates a mindset of abundance, reminding us that there's always something to value and appreciate, no matter how minor it may seem. Another aspect of Stoic gratitude involves the active acknowledgement of those who enrich our lives. The Stoics believe that expressing appreciation not only strengthens our bonds with others, but also reinforces our awareness of the support network surrounding us. Take time to regularly thank the people who positively influence your life, whether family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. These moments of acknowledgement deepen connections and highlight the often overlooked support systems that already exist in our lives, helping us feel more connected and secure. In Stoic practice, gratitude also plays a role during adversity. This is where it becomes a transformative force. When we encounter difficult situations, rather than dwelling on frustrations or losses, the Stoics encourage us to look for at least one positive aspect or lesson within the experience. This can be a difficult exercise, especially when times are tough, but it's in these moments that gratitude becomes a source of resilience. Finding even a small element to appreciate a lesson learned, a new perspective, or a reminder of our strength can empower us to navigate adversity with grace and wisdom. Gratitude, from a Stoic viewpoint, isn't about superficial positivity or ignoring hardships. It's a commitment to remain aware of the fullness of life, to recognize that abundance exists even amid scarcity or hardship. By practicing gratitude, we enhance our mental resilience, learn to value the present, and gain an appreciation for life's complexities. The Stoic path to gratitude teaches us that life's richness isn't measured by what we acquire or achieve, but by how deeply we connect with and appreciate what's already within our grasp. To live a life fortified by gratitude is to experience life in its fullness, embracing every moment as it is and realizing that resilience, like contentment, grows when we recognize the abundance we already possess. Number 8. Freedom in lifelong learning, a Stoic path to growth and understanding. In Stoicism, knowledge transcends intellectual growth. It is a profound journey that encompasses emotional and moral understanding, a journey that Epictetus described as a path to freedom. To a Stoic, curiosity is not a mere pursuit of facts, but a commitment to personal and philosophical growth. Learning opens doors to greater clarity about the world, insight into the nature of others, and an evolving sense of self. This journey begins with intention. Each day, commit to learning something new. This could be a skill, a fresh perspective on a familiar issue, or an insight shared by someone with a different viewpoint. The goal is not only to accumulate knowledge, but also to cultivate wisdom and flexibility. By remaining open to new ideas and viewpoints, you practice a vital Stoic principle, adapting to life's unpredictability with equanimity and understanding. Meaningful conversations are an essential part of this daily commitment to learning. When you engage with others, particularly those with perspectives that differ from your own, you're nurturing the Stoic ideals of empathy and resilience. These interactions are not just exchanges of thoughts, but exercises in humility and growth. By listening without judgment, you deepen your understanding of humanity and foster an inner calm that remains unshaken by opinions that challenge your own. To support this lifelong commitment to growth, create what we might call a curiosity checklist. This list doesn't just reflect a desire to know more, it represents areas where you seek to grow and understand, be it professionally, personally, or spiritually. Dedicate time each week to explore these topics, using a variety of resources, whether it's through reading, watching insightful content, or engaging in conversations that stimulate new thinking. For a Stoic, learning is a lifetime practice that cannot be rushed or completed. It's a continuous, steady pursuit that builds character and nurtures a mind that is both curious and resilient. Every piece of knowledge, every conversation, and every exploration of new ideas contribute to a richer, more liberated existence. Embrace this path of lifelong learning not as a task to be checked off, but as a journey that shapes a wiser, more contented self. In embracing this approach, we fulfill Epictetus's vision to find freedom, not in the absence of constraints, but in the understanding that true wisdom lies in our response to them. Number 9. Embracing the challenge, a Stoic perspective on personal growth. Life's unpredictability often brings challenges, and Stoicism teaches us to see these trials as opportunities for growth rather than mere obstacles. By reframing our understanding of adversity, we can transform our experiences and foster resilience. When faced with difficulties, our instinct may be to react with frustration. Yet, the Stoic approach encourages us to view challenges as essential components of our personal journey. Instead of lamenting setbacks, we can recognize them as valuable lessons that shape our character. Consider the analogy of a muscle that must endure resistance to grow stronger. Similarly, our character is refined through hardship. Every setback offers a chance to learn about ourselves and our capabilities, allowing us to approach life's challenges with curiosity. Take, for example, someone who loses their job. Initially, this may feel like a crisis, but it can also prompt reflection on their career path. It might inspire them to pursue a passion or acquire new skills. By adopting an opportunity-focused mindset, individuals can initiate transformative journeys leading to unexpected fulfillment. Real-life stories abound of entrepreneurs who faced numerous failures before achieving success. Each setback became a lesson in resilience, teaching them to adapt and innovate. This illustrates how a proactive response to adversity can redefine one's path. Adopting a growth mindset is crucial for personal development. By believing that our abilities can be cultivated through effort, we can embrace difficulties as stepping stones rather than barriers. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Moreover, sharing our growth stories can inspire others. By fostering a culture that values resilience and learning, we create a supportive community that encourages individuals to take risks and embrace their journeys. Ultimately, the essence of Stoic philosophy lies in recognizing that life is a series of challenges, each one an invitation to grow. By reframing setbacks as opportunities, we cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. The road ahead may be fraught with challenges, but it is these very challenges that shape us into who we are meant to become.